welcome to another astrological episode sponsored by Absolutely Psychic. Please take a moment to rate, comment, and subscribe. I remember looking at Jada Pinkett's chart after seeing her in the movie Set It Off. I was beyond fascinated with her powerful career aspects. Venus on the midheaven in grand trine to Saturn in the 7th and Mars in the 2nd indicates prominent success in the arts and a marriage to a record breaker in the arts. Venus is in its ruling position, Libra, and in aspect to the Aries point, which makes her visible to the world at large. Jupiter is also in its ruling position aspecting the ascendant. This is a very lucky placement. I know many charts with this aspect that constantly excel in financial matters. In fact, a close friend of mine constantly finds objects on sidewalks. This aspect is like having Lady Luck on one side. Also, Venus and Neptune, which rules film, are in aspect to Jupiter, giving her luck in film and beauty endeavors. She would be super successful in having her own cosmetic line, like singer Rihanna. There is no such thing as a bad chart. Every chart has advantages and disadvantages. The next positive aspect is Mercury, also in its ruling position, Virgo. Jada can get her point across with the support of the public. Typically, when planets are in ruling positions, life offers opportunities and abundance with less effort. Achievement is easier to manifest. The opposite holds true for individuals with planets in their fall or detriment positions, whereby hard work is required to achieve. In the case of planets being in their ruling positions, when in competition, those powerful positions receive support instantly, as the native's charisma and likability dominates the spectrum. Jada is a new moon Virgo, that's a sun-moon conjunction, with a Sagittarius ascendant. Her life mission is striving to understand the final results of everything that has been brought to her to where she and others are in the journey of life. Understanding human emotions and motivations will aid her in her own journey, especially as an actress. Her highest point of achievement is analyzing her philosophical ideals, spirituality, thoughts, feelings, and communication. This has a strong Jupiter theme, as the ruler of her midheaven is in the 9th house. For this chart to prosper, it will require ongoing expanding of the mind by becoming a perpetual student. The moon in Virgo is detail-oriented and will devote the majority of time to work. With so many powerful aspects, if a person cannot put in the hard work needed to excel, they will usually tend to marry well to a partner that will help them achieve. Since the sun is conjunct Pluto in the sign of Virgo on the midheaven, she will certainly meet and attain status through the support of powerful men in her career. When viewing Jada's most difficult aspect, communication, learning, and partnership skills are tested. Perhaps she was able to get by school based on her charisma. This certainly wasn't excelling in scholastic activities. Saturn square Mercury can inhibit confidence and require a person to work hard. Getting past insecurities is a milestone. Failure may be hard to accept, especially for a person with a stellium in Virgo. Rather than fail, the easier option may be avoidance. Wherever Saturn is in the chart, it denotes the area one has to work the hardest. In the 7th house, marriage and all partnerships will demand responsibility. Partners will become demanding, especially with this square, as Mercury communication with Saturn in aspect to it brings obstacles to communication skills, talking, listening, absorbing, and empathizing with the partner. Interestingly enough, Saturn is in the sign of Gemini, which will produce learning lessons around communication skills in relationships. More than likely, her biggest obstacle is in her marriage to Will Smith. Mercury is in a T-square aspect to Neptune, Jupiter, and Saturn, which can result in difficulties getting past rigid, idealized standards. The mindset is covered with rose-colored glasses to the point it may magnify matters and jump to conclusions without having much facts. Empathy skills, again, require time. The opposite end of a T-square is where most of the activity is executed from the T-square. Once again, communication shows up as having difficulties as it points to the third house, which is the communication area and one's mind. Two aspects that I'd like to point out are Mercury and the Moon quincunx Mars. This can easily become stressed and argumentative during the moment conflicts rises with partners. Partners may push irritating buttons. Virgo can get fussy and worrisome and make a mountain over a molehill, especially regarding the future. Since this is the signs of Virgo and Aquarius, there is worry about the big picture, which may lead to easily jumping to conclusions without having all the facts in order. Please take note, Jada has no planets in water signs. Typically, this has difficulty understanding feelings and emotions, their own and others. Perhaps preferring to rationalize, which is an earth sign quality, or intellectualize, which is an air sign quality, or energize, which is a fire sign quality. Emotions and feelings, then truly feel them, is a major theme in this chart. This is the chart for major success in the entertainment industry. By no means does that dismiss Jada's talent. Rather, it clarifies that success, visibility, and attainment come easier for her. With the right application, talent can skyrocket. The true matter here lies before Saturn, requiring hard work, discipline, and time. When we examine Jada's progression, she has a few major aspects taking place. Currently, progressed Venus is on the ascendant, so love, beauty, and the arts are emphasized. This placement is for visibility and getting noticed. Now, the condition of the ascendant is more important than anything else because the way this ascendant is aspected has a strong impact on how this progression manifests. The natal ruler, Jupiter, on the ascendant can increase social awareness and publicity. Jupiter is also aspected to Neptune, which can bring artistic endeavors and secrets to the surface. Whenever a planet enters an angle, there is a change of course in the native's life. For over 20 years, progressed Venus was in her 12th house, making her more private. But also take note that progressed Mercury is also about to cross this placement. The problem here is that Mercury in Sagittarius is in its detriment position. Often the issue and struggle with Mercury in Sagittarius is outspokenness, speaking cantered without much facts collected, or putting one's foot in one's mouth. Since Mercury rules the 7th house, the partnership area, and the MC, there is much exaggerated publicity around her relationship with Will Smith that will be surfacing the media. This publicity will escalate and bring out extreme personal details on their relationships that can create a level of discomfort. Whenever Mercury crosses the ascendant, expect an enormous amount of communication, phone, email, etc. to increase. However, magnified by the condition of the natal ascendant, denotes the style of communication that is going to be delivered. In the solar return, all her angles come back to the natal position it held at birth. Typically, this also happens at the age of 33. Depending on how far one has moved from one's birthplace, it can happen again between the ages of 50 and 51. This solar return happens to have Venus square Saturn opposite Uranus. There is an emphasis of surprises, shocking media exposure, fear, and hard work in damage control. The partnership seems a bit turbulent as the ruler of the solar return, Mercury, is in an exact quincunx to Neptune. This will also bring confusion in relationships as well as adjusting, adapting, and sacrificing. There is an emphasis on third house activity, which brings about more communication. In the next 2 to 3 years, when progressed Venus and progressed Mercury come to create an opposition to her Saturn in the 7th house, I question her ability to work her relationship out with Will Smith. Aspects to Saturn require responsibility and hard work. The true question would be if she had the desire to invest making such hard work and sacrifices required to make the relationship last. Without the hard work, it has very little chance of surviving. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.
What are the important questions in your life?
My boyfriend and I have been together for over a year. Do you see this leading to marriage?
I have 2 job offers. I need some advice on which one to take.
I'm tired of being lonely. I want to know if love is coming to me soon.
So if you have questions regarding a problem or need guidance, talk to one of our accurate, experienced psychics. Talk to Absolutely Psychic. Call 1-800-498-8777 or visit absolutelypsychic.com.
That psychic just amazed me. Immediately, she knew that I recently moved.
Wow, I was astonished. I don't know what else to say.
I never had a reading this good. This was absolutely amazing. I am so grateful I had a reading from her.
Call 1-800-498-8777 or visit absolutelypsychic.com and get your own private reading.
Thanks for watching. Click here to download our free apps for Android, iPhone, and Microsoft. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Stay tuned to our channel by hitting that red subscribe button. And remember, the first 3 minutes are free on our network with our trusted and accurate psychics. Be sure to surf our site for free horoscopes, articles, and so much more. Click here to go to our site or just call 1-800-498-8777 to get your first 3 minutes free right now.